Fiance had a bachelorette party that changed everything we had. Update. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. It's been 10 days since I received the call that ended this relationship. I'm almost back to normal, although I can't quite shake a bit of malaise. Thankfully I had a few days worth of PTO to burn while I worked past this crap. I already scheduled my 2 weeks vacation this year for the wedding, but since it's cancelled I'll just spend it with the family and have a very extended Christmas with them. Outside of a few texts from Jane to my mother when things first blew up and her mother calling the next day after I talked to Jane's stepfather, I haven't heard a peep from their clan since. Jane's mom tried to act as a mediator between us, but I shut that shit down and told her it's not possible. She can be a bit pushy, but thankfully she realized it wasn't wise to push this time. I finally got to talk to the bridesmaid whose husband called me. She didn't offer any more details and I didn't care to ask for any more by the time I talked to her. She just called me when she felt comfortable enough to wish me well and tell me she was sorry for what happened. She's a very nice lady and I feel bad for her because she works with quite a few of those women, and I don't envy how they are going to treat her at work. I asked her and thankfully none of them have any managerial authority over her, but it still sucks to be ostracized. As far as any of the other women, I haven't heard a thing, and my cousin has done a vanishing act. My mom took care of canceling all the wedding invitations as she was the one who helped send them all out. I asked her to just tell everyone that Jane and I had a change of heart about getting married and decided to put things off for the time being. Frankly, I'm fucking embarrassed about what happened and don't really want to be known among family and friends and people in town as that guy whose ex-fiancé jacked off and possibly screwed a stripper right before their wedding. I'm sure it will eventually get around, but if I let it fade like this it will be more of a crazy rumor than confirmed fact for most people. I really just want to walk away with as little drama as possible and move on with my life. I've asked my mother to text Jane's mom to get the engagement ring back. Hopefully she won't give me any trouble as they were expensive and a buddy of mine is willing to buy the ring set for exactly what I paid for them for his wedding in a few months. I told him he'd better not tell his girlfriend where he got them just in case she's worried my ex was wearing the ring when she was handling stripper guys' joysticks. I lost thousands in deposits for the venue, DJ, florist, catering, security, plane tickets, honeymoon suite, etc., etc., etc. I'm hoping I can recoup a little money by selling the rings. Anyway, I've decided to stay away from laters for an indefinite amount of time. This experience has made me very gun-shy about love and relationships and all that mess. People have sent me all kinds of encouraging messages claiming I'll eventually find the one. I'm doing my best not to be overly pessimistic, but when looking at the divorce rates and all the crazy conflicts between men and women these days, I'm starting to think the chances for anyone to do that are getting lower with each passing year. And I'm not the kind of guy who gets over stuff like this by running out and dating some other woman to sport hump right afterwards. So I think I'll just stay single for now, and focus on my passions and work. Anyway, thanks to everyone who gave encouragement. If anyone else goes through something heartbreaking like this, I highly recommend you stay with family and or close friends you have a good relationship with. I can't overstate how much this helped, especially if you are a guy. Men don't really maintain a circle of support for stuff like this, like many women do, and you can find yourself isolated and descending further into a bad place without positive reinforcement around you. I was able to lay on my childhood bed, in my childhood room, in my childhood home surrounded by good memories, having my mom come in and bring me tea and food and say sweet encouraging things about how much she loved me and how proud she was of me. I was able to shit talk with my dad and brothers to distract myself. It helped a lot. Best of luck everyone. Thanks. Here are some of the best comments from our community. You say you're nearly back to normal. I know there's a lot of pressure to get back on an even keel as quickly as possible, especially when you know you did the right thing, but that's not the same as being normal. And you aren't going to be back to normal for a while, my friend. Something like this may mean you'll never return to how you were. You can be healthy, happy you again, but you'll probably be different. You'll probably need to find a new normal, and it's going to be a while before you process this and can get there. Several months at least, possibly years. When I broke up with my ex I was pretty sure I was coping for the first month and then out of nowhere found myself in tears. The trauma has a way of sneaking up on you unexpectedly, and it comes in waves. Basically I'm saying don't rush yourself to be normal too soon, it's not a realistic expectation. Here is the second story. My wife should have no reason having Plan B medication since I got a vasectomy. Hey everyone. I don't know what to do in this situation because I never expected I'd face something like this. I'm trying to stay calm and rational and examine every possibility, but I'm coming up seriously short here. I met my wife on Tinder at the end of 2015. We talked on and off for some time before she agreed to meet me. By the end of our first date, we found that we had so much in common that we even agreed we should have met a lot earlier. We were both into the same sport, we were both into the same books, and we both saw eye to eye on social/political matters. More than anything, we were both against the idea of having kids. I know, heavy topics for a first date. We were on a roll and just kept talking, and before we knew it we were 3 to 4 dates ahead of the curve. At the very least, I held off on telling her about my vasectomy until the third. Her immediate reaction upon hearing about it was of an instant of shock, where she couldn't believe a young guy would get one. She immediately followed that by commending me for my conviction about being child-free. We dated and had a great time with few real arguments, and eventually settled down with a big wedding and a big house. After getting married, if anything, our relationship has only gotten better. 4 nights ago was the first time I ever had any serious doubts about our relationship. My wife was out with a friend, and I was doing some house cleaning. I was throwing away a bunch of semi-large garbage that can fit into bags, and so I took a few things out of the kitchen garbage bag to make everything fit into 2. At the bottom I saw a light purple box where half of a lowercase n and an uppercase b were visible. I immediately recognized it for what it was, and reassembling the torn pieces just confirmed it. I had known that my wife was on her period because when I tried to initiate sex, she told me so. I found it odd because her previous period had ended just a couple of weeks before, and I made a comment about the timing being odd. She told me it's just lady stuff and it happens sometimes. I figured it made enough sense and let the issue rest. I haven't told her that I found the box. When she got home that night, everything was so normal. I tried to gauge how she was feeling or if she seemed like she was trying to hide anything, but couldn't find a single thing. The more time this simmers inside of me, the more the possibilities start springing to mind. What if she was assaulted? What if she was covering for someone else by bringing the box home and disposing of it here? What if she, for some reason, just felt pregnant randomly? Or what if she just cheated? I only know one thing for certain: unless someone broke into our house to dispose of a box of Plan B and cover it with a bunch of other trash haphazardly, she was the only person other than me who could have thrown it away. I don't even know how to ask her or how to bring it up. We have both expressed adamantly that cheating is ridiculous because if you're dissatisfied enough in a relationship to be unfaithful, you should just leave. I've done nothing to displease her, at least that I know of. Maybe I'm just naive, or maybe the situation is more complicated than I'm giving it credit for. But I feel like a coward for being unable to bring it up 4 days later just because I don't know how. Update: I asked her about it and she started with, "You don't trust me." Long story short, we ended things. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Honestly, I'm lost for words. This is not the outcome I expected. For her to jump straight to the "you don't trust me" response basically speaks for itself. If she had nothing to hide, she should have simply explained the reasoning for Plan B being in the bin and then perhaps discussed being disappointed in you for not trusting her. I'm sorry for how things have worked out, but consider it a blessing that you no longer have to waste any time in the relationship. I hope you eventually get the full truth. Thanks for the update. Would be nice to hear a later update after you've spoken to lawyers / maybe had some more info. Best of luck. Just her accusing you of no longer trusting her started to show that there was something fundamentally wrong. Weren't accusing her of anything to start with. Good luck, man. Hope everything works out. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.